Hi, I'm Mike from 1A Auto. We've been selling auto parts for over 30 years. We're dedicated to delivering quality auto parts, expert customer service, fast and free shipping, all backed by our 100% satisfaction guarantee. So visit us at 1AAuto.com, your trusted source for quality auto parts.
In this video, we're going to be working with our 2006 Chrysler 300. We're going to show you how to remove and replace the center dash trim bezel. If you like this video, please click subscribe. We have a ton more information on this car as well as many other makes and models. And if you need this part for your vehicle, you can follow the link down in the description over to 1AAuto.com. Here are the items you'll need for this repair. In order to access some of these parts, we'll have to remove this dash panel here. Fortunately, with this trim removal tool available from 1AAuto.com, we can get this plastic piece out without worrying about damaging any of the other interior pieces. All you got to do is get behind it, pry out. Clips all the way along the side, so just keep moving up little by little, prying it out. Now we can slide this forward and access the electrical connectors at the back. All you got to do is push down, release the tabs. So over here has got one of those red safeties, which actually, another great use for this tool. Just pop that little tab out, release the connector. We'll move on to these ones up here. We have your ESP and hazard switch, as well as the little electrical connection for the clock. To remove your clock, use a 4mm socket, ratchet, and extension, and remove the two little screws on either side. Be very careful not to lose those, they're tiny. Keep your hand on the back of the clock when you're removing the second bolt. The easiest way to not lose this is to pull it out while you're turning the bolt. That way when our clock comes out, the bolt stays right there. To remove the hazard and ESP switch assembly, on the back side of the dash, we have two 4mm screws, which we'll remove with a 4mm socket and ratchet. Now the best way to not lose these, because they're so tiny, is go ahead and lay that bezel down pretty flat. Loosen the screws and pull up on the bezel while you're loosening. Just make sure that they stay right in there when you take out your switch. To remove your HVAC control panel, flip the bezel over, and on the back side there are four 4mm screws. I like to lay the bezel down flat since I already have it out. That way I can remove the screws nice and carefully. You want to be very careful not to drop those because they're very small and they can get into some tight places and you might not find them again. Remove the HVAC control panel from the dash. Reinstall the HVAC controls by laying them back into the dash panel. Again, I like to lay this nice and flat. You want to make sure that it's not up on your leg, otherwise it's going to hold those switches out. Just start those screws in, nice and careful. Lay the switch panel back down into the bezel. Don't install it fully yet because we still have those screws hanging in there. Once they're both started, go ahead and tighten them down. Now these are just small screws going into plastic, so I'm just using 2 fingers to turn the very top of the ratchet, and when I can't do that easily anymore with just my 2 fingers, we know it's in there good and tight, but also that I'm not going to break anything. Reinstall the clock into the bezel. Tighten down your 2 4mm screws with your socket and ratchet. Now since we have the bezel out, you can just hold this upright, lay it in there, nice and easy. Once I can't turn it with 2 fingers, that's it, we go on to the next one. Once you've tightened up all of the 4mm screws, we can reinstall the dash panel into the vehicle. Now it's a little bit easier to connect the bottom first, so we'll start by reconnecting the HVAC panel. And all these connectors are different sizes, so you can't really mix them up. Don't forget the little red clip that goes in the big connector here. Just slide that in, lock it into place, and that keeps it from falling out. Reconnect the ESP and hazard switch at the top center, and the white switch all the way at the top for our clock. Set the panel back into the dash. Just press around the edges until everything sits into place and everything is where it should be. To reset your clock, it's very simple. Right now, it's 3 o'clock even. Holding the button will get the clock to move. You can let on and off because it'll speed up as you hold it longer. Just a couple of taps and it's 3 o'clock.
Thanks for watching. Visit us at oneauto.com for quality auto parts, fast and free shipping, and the best customer service in the industry.